Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview, January 27th, 2015 on a Tuesday. How you doing, traders? Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand, where the sun is out. It's absolutely beautiful morning this morning. It's not too early. It's 9:30 a.m. my time. A little late this morning, wasn't it? Took my time this morning, no rush. A lot of information to give you guys and girls today. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I am your moderator through the market opening preview series and also on the Friday wrap-up where we go over about 10 to 16 daily charts every Friday after the New York close. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from an awesome career in the public safety department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, I came on the Big Bird, came over to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, it's 2015 and I'm still here. I guess I'm still on vacation. Just absolutely loving it. Really, the nicest part about it is the time zone. And the time zone I can actually be in all 3 trading sessions of the trading day. Even though New York is pretty short. New York, I'm only in 2 hours. Then it comes up to New York lunch, and that's about 11:30 p.m. my time. So I usually bail by then. I've done my 18 hours that day or whatever, 16 hours that day. So I'm done by that time. If I'm not in a trade at the New York Open or very closely after it, I usually just watch New York. But I do enjoy trading New York. New York afternoons are great. They give you great opportunities. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. We'll get to some charts. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most of all, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get over to some news and commentary. Well, I have to say it was a typical Monday, position squaring, taking profits. A lot of you'll see on the charts where a lot of them went the other way, and that doesn't surprise me. And now we're hoping that today they'll come back into the trend, but some of them are like on the line. So we're not quite sure what's happening with that. All right, let's take a look at the markets and see how they closed yesterday. The Nikkei, whoops, no, that's not what I want. That's later. There we go. The Dow 30 closed up just barely at 0.03%, and the S&P 500 closed up at 0.26%. The Nasdaq was in the green at 0.29%, and the Russell 200 was also in the green at 0.99%. Let's take a look over in the Eurozone. The DAX was up 1.40%. The FTSE 100 was barely up at 0.29%. And the CAC 40 was up 0.74%. And the Euro Stock 50 was up 0.98%. All right, let's head on over to Asia where I'm hanging out. And the Nikkei 225, that is currently trading, is up 1.39%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Sydney is up 0.47%. And the Shanghai is negative 0.40%, with the Hang Seng also negative at 0.41%. Ending with the Kospi that's in the green at 0.40%. Traders, let's take a look at today's economic calendar. We had some news earlier in the day. Nothing big. Probably the biggest thing was the NAB business confidence, but there was no forecast, so it really doesn't affect us. We really don't have any data until the London session, and 90 minutes after the open. We have the Great British Pound, GDP, quarter-on-quarter, high impact, and we also have year-on-year, also high impact, so that will definitely move the pound in however those results come out. We have nothing else, not even any medium impact stuff until we get into New York. And in New York, we have core durable good orders month on month. That's high impact, which we get today. And then we have new home sales, which is also high impact. And that will move the markets. It always does. And that looks like what's going on there. So that's what's going on in the markets and what's going on with the economic calendar. Now, commentary for today is just watch your entries. Watch your entries. Watch your charts. You know, don't just like put an entry in and leave your charts. I trade hourly charts, so I can leave my charts for now. There's nothing for me to do for an hour. You know, I hope at some point my account and its equity is where I can trade 4-hour charts, and then I don't have to go to my charts 3 times a day. So I just watch your charts. There are some very tricky setups today, and price action has to prove itself, as you'll see when we take a look at our 60-minute Forex charts. Traders, we're adding a new chart, so we'll be doing 7 charts starting tomorrow, and I will show you that as we move along. Traders, let's get started, and as usual, we'll start with the euro dollar. The euro dollar moved up yesterday, and basically, traders, it's in the same spot it was 24 hours ago. We're back where we were, and we're just waiting for the entry. If you notice, I didn't put an entry until we cleared that 50% Fibonacci level at 1.1218. I wanted to make sure we clear that. If you look left of the chart, there's a lot of support there, and I want to make sure that we bust through there before we take an entry. Or you can wait till we clear all this junk and wait till you get to that 23.6 and take your entry there and just take it to the downside. Totally up to you. The stop is pretty big. It's a pretty big stop, but there's a lot of pips to be made if this breaks through and heads to the downside. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, let's head over to the pound. The pound's a little tricky. The pound is bouncing, and the pound has it's had two higher lows, yeah, on the daily chart, and this pound loves the 200 exponential moving average. That's its personality, so we can be here for a while. But I don't want to buy the pound. It's done its retrace. I want to sell this, and let's get a break of the trend line, and we'll be more than happy to take this down. Traders, if it breaks above it, and you want to buy it, that's fine too. I just use that blue candle with that big wick left of the chart above the 200 exponential moving average as your resistance level, and see if you can get price to go to that level. But I'd rather stay with the trend, and I'd rather stay bearish. Alright, traders, this is the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar did absolutely nothing yesterday. Very, very slow moving pair. Did not give us an entry. However, it has closed the gap, so the gap is closed, so it did move a little bit. But you can see we're in a nasty range. Not a lot going on. I've given you 2 entry levels. One is a break at 23.6, and the other one is at that 50% level. Either one, I'd rather take it at the 50% and then take it to the downside. Again, the stop is above that 61.8 fib, so the stop's pretty high. So I'd like to get as close to that stop as possible before I make my entry. And there is no data referenced the Aussie at the moment. My apologies, traders, if my voice sounds a little different. I have a cold, and I'm battling it for like the last 24 hours, but hopefully we'll get through that pretty quick. So yes, we're very bearish on the Aussie. We want to take this down. That's all we want to do with this, is take it down. Remember, the Aussie, the country wants this back at 75. So, they want this to come down. So, you know what? If they want it to come down, I'm willing to take it down with them. All right, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Here's another one that's really tricky. This pair moves really well, and when it moves, this pair moves like over 130 pips a day on the norm. And remember, these are hourly candles. So I want to see this break this trend line. This is a valid trend line. This is a 3-touch trend line. I want to see this break this and take this to the downside. There's a lot of pips to be made here, traders. If you go to the end of that trend line and then look left of the chart, you can see you basically have nothing in the way all the way down to 1.4030. So there's a lot of pips to be made if the price action will work with us. and break that trend line and give us our entry at about 1.4154. I have a feeling, though, this is going to come back up to that 200 and then give us the drop, which is really okay because we have like, well, 5.5 candles before the London Open, so we have plenty of time for this to make a decision, and we'll take that. But I want to short this. We only want to short this one. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen. Euro yen's doing its thing. It's this has me a little concerned. It has 3 higher lows on the daily chart, but I'm not that concerned. I still want to sell it. I don't want to buy it. The euro is weak and the yen is strong, and I'd love to take this down, but you know, if you count 24 candles there, you'll see there wasn't a lot of price action yesterday, other than a little up move there. So I want to take this down. Anything below the 618 Fibonacci level at that 132.98 area, we're going to take this to the downside, and we want to sell it. Absolutely want to sell it. It's closed its gap. You know, it's done everything it was supposed to do. So, you know, it had an up day yesterday. I think it's just a fib of, you know, the swing that I fibbed, and we're in a crucial area here. I don't think it's going back up to the 200 exponential moving average. It's way too far away at 135.58. I don't think that's a concern. So let's wait for our short to happen. All right, let's take a look at our last pair of our normals, and this is the New Zealand dollar. Has done nothing in 24 hours. Gave us a little up move, gave us a down move. Never gave us an entry, never met our criteria from yesterday, so never gave us a move. It's just bouncing here at support. It's not doing very much, and we need this to like make some kind of a move here. I want this to come back up to the 23.6 and go from there. I really don't want to trade it from here, even though at 29, you know, you can get 29. If you would enter it now and it went down to that 0.7398, you know, you're looking at 28 pips, right? If you took it right now. And that's okay, but not when you have candles that look like that. Those are indecision candles. They have no idea what direction they want to head. And it's probably going to take the London Open to get this pair to decide what it wants to do. I'd love to see this pull up to that 23.6, and I will short it back down to that 0.7398. All right, traders, starting tomorrow at the market opening preview series, we are going to start looking at the dollar yen. We're going to start looking at the dollar yen on a daily basis. We're starting to see some moves here. This pair is really, you know, this pair used to only move like 40 pips a day. And this pair is really starting to move some pips. It's starting to make a difference with the sentiment of the global economy and what's going on all over the world. And the dollar yen is really starting to move and make some good moves. So we're going to take advantage of that. So we're going to add the dollar yen starting tomorrow. We'll do an analysis on the dollar yen. Look at those Bollinger Bands. Those are what we call closed Bollinger Bands. Look at them. They're both facing each other. That, when you see those top Bollinger Band and the bottom Bollinger Band looking like that, that is like the red flashing light at a nuclear plant. No trade. Do not enter, right? We're in trouble. Just don't do nothing. Those Bollinger Bands have to open to take a trade, right? I'm a big fan of Bollinger Bands. I think they're very useful, and there's many ways of using them. All right, traders, I want to thank you very much for joining me for the market opening preview series, being today, January 27th, 2015. Thank you very much. On my behalf, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL, Excellence in Trading, thanks again for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow before the London Open. Take care, traders. Coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bye-bye.